Hello students, I am Pallavi Gupta. Today I will teach you disciplinary control of election commission on election machinery. Under this topic I will discuss the intention of the constitutional maker to maintain the independency of the election commission and the power to control the election machinery as known as a disciplinary control. So, under this topic, I will discuss what the debate has been made during the Constituent Assembly, and after that, some amendments were made in the in the Representation of People Act 1951. And there are several case laws where the controversy is were raised before the Supreme Court or several High Court regarding the power of Election Commission to control the election machinery, that is known as disciplinary control. So, regarding the intention of constitutional maker towards independency of election commission and disciplinary control, the constitution makers intended that the electoral machinery should function under the control of election commission only. They should be answerable to it only. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar discussed during the debate that electoral machinery is working under the election commission. No doubt administratively it would be responsible to the commission and not to the executive government. So this debate was made on the discussion of draft article 289, that is the present article 324 of the Constitution of India. So they were intended that electoral machinery should be under the control of election commission. So here I have mentioned some pictures of the Constituent Assembly and the debate by the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar to just go back in the history how this Constitution Assembly was there. This intention of the constitution maker was short to be implemented in 1988, that the chief electoral officers, district election officers, electoral registration officers, assistant electoral registration officers, returning officers, assistant returning officers, presiding officers, polling officers, and all other officers and staff employed in connection with the preparation, revision, and correction of electoral roll and the conduct of all elections shall be deemed to be on deputation basis to the election commission for the period during which they are so employed, and shall be subject to the control, superintendence, and discipline of the election period. Superintendence, they should be under the control, superintendence, and discipline of the election commission during the election period under section 13 double C of Representation of People Act 1950 and under section 28A of the RP Act 1951. So this amendment was made in 1988 to implement the intention of Constitution that all electoral machinery should be under the control of election commission. It was further provided that any police officer who is designated for the time being by the state government for the conduct of election shall also be deemed to be on deputation to the election commission. for the period commencing on and from the date of notification calling the election and ending with the date of declaration of result, and shall during that period be subject to the commission's control, superintendence and discipline. Meaning thereby all electoral machinery should be under the control of the election commission from the date of the notification for calling the election till the results come. Certain directions were made by the election commission in 1993 to effect this provision that the chief secretaries, home secretaries and director general of police of the state government would also be subject to the disciplinary control of the election commission during the election period, as they all are involved in election arrangement in their states. This direction of the election commission was challenged by the state of West Bengal in the case of Election Commission of India versus Union of India in 2001. And the state of Calcutta initially stayed the operation of this direction of the election commission, but the Supreme Court on appeal by the election commission suspended the High Court's order. However, at the time of ultimate disposal of this appeal by the Supreme Court on 21st September 2000, the election commission did not make it mandatory for the inclusion of the chief secretaries and home secretaries coming within the purview of its disciplinary control. Second controversy was arose when the election commission and the central government on the meaning and interpretation of the provision of section 13cc of the RP Act 1950 and section 28A of the RP Act came. The election commission took some disciplinary action against certain returning officers and observers for failure to perform their duties to the satisfaction of the commission and imposed some minor penalty on them. But the central government did not implement these punishment orders and took the view that these officers, being member of All India Services, were subject to its disciplinary control under the service rules, that the election commission could only recommend disciplinary action against them but not take such action on its own by the election commission. Election commission moved the Supreme Court for a declaration as to the true intent and meaning of the provision of section 13cc of RP Act 1950 and section 28A of RP Act 1951, which were inserted in 1988. But this controversy was settled by mutual agreement on the mutual agreement when the several guidelines or the instructions were made. Thus, the disciplinary function of the Election Commission of India over officers, staff and police deputed to perform election duties during election period shall extend, number 1, suspending any officer, police personnel for insubordination or insubordination of duty, substituting any official police personnel by another such person and returning the substituted individual to the cadre to which he belongs with appropriate report on his conduct. Number 3, making a recommendation to the competent authority for taking disciplinary action for any act of insubordination of duty while on election duty. Such recommendations shall be promptly acted upon by the disciplinary authority, and action taken will be communicated to election commission in a period of 6 months from the date of the election commission recommendations. The government of India will advise the state government that they too should follow the above principles and decisions, since a large number of election officials are under their administrative control. So several guidelines were made in the case of Election Commission of India versus Union of India in 2001, after the controversy arose between the Election Commission and the central government. So these terms of the settlement were placed before the Supreme Court by means of a joint application filed by the Election Commission and the central government. The government of some states like Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra, Mizoram, Tamil Nadu, Tripura, etc. accepted these terms as it is. The Supreme Court therefore disposed of the writ petition of the Election Commission on 21st September 2000 in terms of the above settlement, but they leave the matter upon it so far as the other state governments are also concerned. So here I have showing two pictures: the Supreme Court and Election Commission of India. The controversy between the state government and the central government was settled in the Supreme Court. Now, in the case of Election Commission of India versus the Central Administrative Tribunal, when the matter goes to Madhya Pradesh High Court, Jabalpur bench, in 2003, exercising the power of disciplinary control by the Election Commission as per the agreement, the Election Commission directed in 2003 that the collector of the district of Reba and Shahdol in the state of Madhya Pradesh should be placed under suspension and disciplinary action taken against them for dereliction of duties and lack of proper supervision on their part in connection with the revision of electoral rolls in their districts. It was the case of dereliction, means DERELICTION, dereliction of duties and lack of proper supervision. So before they were placed under suspension by the state government, they approached the Central Administrative Tribunal, Jabalpur bench, and the tribunal first stayed the commission's directive and then struck it down on the ground that the principles of natural justice were not followed, as much no proper opportunity was afforded to these side officers for explaining their conduct. On the matter being agitated before the Madhya Pradesh High Court by the Election Commission, the High Court quashed the order of Central Administrative Tribunal and directed the state government to comply with the directive of the commissions. However, during the hearing of the writ petition, the commission did not insist for the suspension of these officers. Meanwhile, they had been transferred for not connected election duties. While disposing of the petition, the High Court observed that the officers concerned should not have rushed to the court challenging the communication between the Election Commission and the state government, which were confidential High Court also observed that the officer of the state who are assigned election work should do their duties without fear or favor and should also act in public interest. The Election Commission has instructed that if any officer is suspended on the recommendation of the Commission for any dereliction of the duties, the suspension of the such officer should not be revoked without the prior concurrence of the Commission. Also, disciplinary authorities in the state cannot take the final decision without prior consultation with the Commission in the disciplinary proceedings which have been initiated on the recommendation of the Commission. The Government of India in the Ministry of Public Grievances and Pension has also advised all state government to follow the above instruction of the Commission, meaning thereby the power of the Election Commission to control the electoral machinery is remained by the High Court, by the Supreme Court, and it has given importance also to maintain the sanctity of the election to be free and fair. Then another topic is to discussion, that is the ban on transfers. The Election Commission had issued several instructions that the officers and staff performing election related duties like the district election officer, electoral registration officers, returning officer, etc., should not be transferred when the process of preparation or revision of electoral rolls or conduct of election in any state or a constituency was in progress. The Commission insisted that its prior concurrence should be obtained by the state government if the transfer of any such officer was considered necessary by that government, as such officers were deemed to be on deputation to the Election Commission. This instruction of the Commission was challenged by the government of Tamil Nadu before the Madras High Court. The High Court held that the Election Commission could not impose ban on the transfer of officers of the state government. As such, officers did not cease to be officers of state government, but were only deemed to be on deputation to the Election Commission for a limited purpose, and they did not thereby become the servant of the Commission. The state government could transfer them as and when the exigencies of the administration required. But the High Court added that the state government also must be alive to its responsibilities and obligation to assist the Election Commission in all respect and ensure that officers concerned with the Commission's work are transferred under very special circumstances and public exigencies and interests, and that the incumbents shall be relieved only after posting suitable substitutes in their place, so that there is no tardiness or lethargy in the timely execution of the work of the Election Commission. So, this was the case of Election Commission of India versus State of Tamil Nadu, and this the decision of the Madras High Court came in 18th October 1995. High Court in this case also observed that in the course of discharge of election duties, such officers and staff shall be amenable to the discipline to the Election Commission in order to effectively ensure the performance of the duties and obligations entrusted to them by the Election Commission. And the next case is the Ashok Pandey versus Election Commission of India. And in this case, the Allahabad High Court has given the decision and says that the power to issue guidelines for the transfer and posting or to direct transfer of a particular officer is a implied power vested in the Election Commission and has to be necessarily read in the power conferred under it by Article 324 of the Constitution. The present policy of the Election Commission is that the officers, including police officers, deployed or likely to be deployed on election duties, like district election officer, returning officer, assistant returning officers, additional district magistrate, deputy collector, subdivisional magistrate, tehsildar, block development officers, range IGs, DIGs, commandant of state armed police, SSPs, SPs, additional SPs, subdivisional head of police, inspector or equivalent rank or any other officer proposed to be used should be transferred at the time of election if they have served for 3 years or more during the last 4 years in a particular office or district, or if they are employed in their home districts. Any officer against whom a disciplinary action has been initiated on the recommendation of Election Commission or against whom some criminal case is pending should not be deployed on any election duties. At the time of general election, or we can say the another case is related to this power of Election Commission, the instructions for the ban of the transfer, that is the Election Commission of India versus State of Karnataka in 2013. When at the time of the general election to the Karnataka Legislative Assembly in 2013, certain returning officers were transferred by the state government in pursuance of the above policy of the Election Commission. The Central Administrative Tribunal Bangalore bench stayed their transfer on the ground that their transfer were in the violation of the IS cadre rules, which ensured a minimum stay of 2 years in the place of posting. On the matter being agitated by the Election Commission before the Karnataka High Court, the High Court set aside the order of the Central Administrative Tribunal, holding that during the period of election, the said officer were on deputation to the Election Commission under Section 28A of the RP Act 1951, and that the said cadre rules did not apply during the period of their deputation to the Election Commission. High Court also held that the Election Commission is not obliged to give reason for opting officers or why a person is not required, and this does not cast any reflection on the integrity, character, capacity or the competency of the officer concerned. So, and in the case of Ravi Bhushan versus Election Commission of India, the Supreme Court or we can say before discussing this case, let us discuss one more case when the Supreme Court has held in the Rajendra Singh versus State of UP and others that a government servant has no vested right to remain posted at a place of his choice, nor can he insist that he must be posted at one place or the another place. he is liable to be transferred in the administrative exigencies from one place to the another place whenever it is required. And in the case of Ravi Bhushan versus Election Commission of India, Supreme Court has given decision on 1st October 2015 in connection with the general election to Bihar Legislative Assembly in 2015. Election Commission directed transfer to be made of certain government officers, including the Home Secretaries of the state and some other officers belonging to Indian Administrative Services and Indian Police Service, means IS and IPS. The Supreme Court, when approached, refused to interfere and directed the petition to approach the Election Commission if they have some any grievances, meaning their right to make the free and fair election, to maintain the independency of the Election Commission, the power of the Election Commission to make disciplinary control over the electoral machinery or election machinery is maintained under the Constitution and under the Representation of People Act 1950, under Section 13CC, and under the Section 28A of RP Act 1951. So this is all about the disciplinary control of Election Commission over the electoral machinery. Next topic is the function and power of the Election Commission. Thank you. Thank you for watching me. Bye bye.